the operational and management challenges of inventory and inventory control aren't going to be magically solved by software. Hi, my name's Brad Sullivan. I'm a Senior Executive Analyst here at American Management Services. Here to talk to you today a little bit about inventory management and the role of software in our efforts to improve our inventory management processes, especially in the manufacturing world. So we have the privilege of working with a lot of business owners in the manufacturing space, and oftentimes we hear about struggles that they're having with their inventory management, the controls that are in place, how they manage that inventory, and the procurement process that's tied with that, of course. Challenges with our inventory. If we are short of inventory, of course, it produces production delays, which can result in missed deadlines. It can be the endless firefighting that goes with trying to find the piece parts that we need in order to complete our products and get them out the door. The cost overruns when we need to expedite piece parts or elements of our product in order to complete a manufacturing process. And then, of course, the opposite is true too. If we have too much inventory, inventory equals cash, right? So we have so much inventory on our shelves, that's our cash, that's the business's money that's sitting there. And with that comes the opportunity for bad things to happen to our inventory, whether it's damage, forklifts running into crates and pallets, or opportunities for theft, shrinkage, other damage. Let's face it, having the right amount of product on our shelves at the right time is critical for success and maximizing profit and keeping our cash flow strong. So often our leaders will come to us, and the clients we work with, and say, well, we bought this new piece of software, our issues are going to be solved. And I will personally, in our company, will say software, let's face it, is a great tool. With the intricacies of managing large numbers of SKUs, large number of parts and components that go into the products that many of us manufacture out there today, software is a great tool to help with that. But at the end of the day, the operational and management challenges of inventory and inventory control aren't going to be magically solved by software. Wish they were. Frankly, if there were, companies like ours wouldn't exist. At the end of the day, it takes proper systems, proper controls, and management to ensure that people can be held accountable to make sure our inventory is being properly managed and controlled. We hear from our leaders all the time that, geez, these people are smart people. I pay them. If they'd simply do the job the way I do it, I wouldn't have all these problems. Why don't they care the way I care? We hear, gee whiz, why aren't people getting the work done, and why do I struggle so much to hold them accountable? Interestingly, there was a study recently by Rhythm Systems that said that 84% of people out there don't want to be held accountable. And I struggle with that, and you think, well, why would that be? Think about society today. We love to win. We like to succeed, and really accountability is a way for me to show off that I am winning. I'm doing my job well. So where's the disconnect here? We believe that a lot of that comes from the fact that in many cases, in many of our clients, we simply haven't established those minimal acceptable standards of performance. We haven't really defined what our expectations are for our staff, whether it's in inventory management, procurement, or other elements of our business. So let's stay focused on inventory control and inventory management for a moment, and think about this for a minute. Have you in your own business clearly defined the minimal acceptable standards of performance for the role of the staff that's managing your inventory or doing your procurement for you? Have we set up those standards, and then have we made sure that we've communicated those standards to them, just because they should or want to or should be thinking the way you have, but really documented our expectations and what performance should look like in that realm? And then do we have the measurement protocols in place, the metrics to make sure that people are being measured against those standards? And then is management trained to use that information to actually hold people accountable? And most importantly, ways to reward people through a pay-for-performance program to reward them for meeting or really exceeding those minimal acceptable standards of performance, and when necessary, censure them when they fall below those standards. So when we think about inventory management, inventory controls, there are those old tools, and they're good tools, they're the right tools, the min-maxes. What are the minimum numbers of piece parts that I need to have, knowing what lead times are to get those parts? What's the maximum I want to have on hand so that I'm not having too many of my cash dollars tied up in inventory? And then that golden rule of inventory, as I mentioned earlier, nothing ever good happens when inventory sits. Again, between the cash and the opportunities for it to be damaged, stolen, shrinkage, all those things that we want to avoid. But defining those processes, how would you manage inventory in your business if you didn't have a computer? What are the processes, the protocols, the defined systems? How are we going to measure people against a standard? Have we communicated those standards? Have we made sure that they're trained to actually perform and do the job the way we would want it done? And then do we have trained management in place to ensure that's being done? Take that, put a great piece of software on top of it, and you've got a winning combination. Letting that computer software do its job, take the place of some of the menial tasks in a faster, more efficient way than we can as human beings. That's the winning formula in our experience. So with that, it's systems, it's processes, it's controls, it's properly trained management, coupled with a great piece of software that's properly configured for the needs of your business. That's what we have found in our experience is the winning solution to inventory management, inventory control. With that, thank you for your time today. If you need any help, if you have any questions about anything that's been discussed here today, please feel free to reach out and talk to us at your convenience. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. Thanks for your time.